My name is Daniel. And if someone had told me a year ago that I would be betrayed inside my own home, in my own marriage, by the woman who once promised to love me forever, I would have laughed in disbelief. I believed in loyalty. I believed in trust. I believed in my wife, Elena. To me, she was perfect. Or at least, I thought she was. We had been married for 8 years, and our life looked picture perfect from the outside. A lovely suburban house, stable jobs, a quiet, peaceful relationship. People actually envied us. They'd say, Daniel, you and Elena are couple goals. But nobody knew the storm brewing behind these walls. Nobody knew the secret that would rip everything apart. And trust me, nobody expected what I would eventually do. It started 3 months ago. Elena began working late. She suddenly cared about her looks more than usual. New perfumes, new dresses. At first, I convinced myself it was normal. People change, life changes, careers change. But hearts shouldn't change like that. One night, she came home at midnight. I was half asleep on the couch, waiting. She walked in quietly, as if hoping I wouldn't notice. Me, you're late, Elena coldly. There was a last-minute meeting. Don't start. Me. I didn't say anything. Elena. Yeah, exactly. She walked past me, ignoring me, like I was just furniture in the house. And that was the first time. The very first time. I felt invisible in my own life. Little things started adding up. Messages she'd hide. Calls she'd answer in the bathroom. Sudden work trips. When I'd try to hug her, she'd step away. When I'd talk about plans, she'd say she was tired. I kept thinking, what did I do wrong? Am I not enough anymore? But I'm not the kind of man who jumps to conclusions. I'm patient, calm. I believe in facts. So I decided to wait, observe, and trust my instincts. Then one afternoon, something strange happened. I came home from work early, a rare half day. I opened the door quietly, expecting silence. Instead, I heard laughter. Elena's laughter. But there was another voice, soft, playful, feminine. My heart jumped. I stepped in and saw them sitting in the living room, Elena, and a woman I'd never seen before. A stunning woman, confident, sharp eyes, elegant posture. Her name, I soon learned, was Lana. But here's the interesting part. Elena looked startled when she saw me, like she'd been caught doing something wrong. Except she tried to disguise it as surprise. Elena. Oh, Daniel. You're home early. Me. Half day. Who's our guest? Elena too quickly. My friend. From work. Lana. Lana smiling calmly. Nice to finally meet you, Daniel. Finally? What did she mean by finally? I shook it off. Maybe I was overthinking. They looked close. Too close. Their knees almost touching. Their smiles a little too soft. Their energy too intense. I shook Lana's hand. Something about the way she held my gaze, bold, unapologetic, made my skin crawl with suspicion. That night, after Lana left, I tried to talk to Elena. Me. So she's new? Elena. Why does it matter? Me. Just asking. Elena. Stop being paranoid, Daniel. You're acting weird. There it was. Blame. Deflection. A guilty person's first defense. I didn't argue. Silence is sometimes the sharpest tool. Sharper than anger. Sharper than accusations. And silence began to destroy her comfort. I could see it. She thought she could fool me. But she didn't know. I had already begun planning. The visits continued. Every few days, Lana was here. Sometimes when I walked in, I'd feel the energy shift, sudden distance, forced normalcy, fake smiles. They would sit close, whisper sometimes, share hidden glances. I was being replaced, not by another man, but by another woman. Imagine the humiliation. I wasn't just losing my wife. I was losing her to someone she brought into our home. Someone she expected me to casually accept. The disrespect was louder than the betrayal. So one evening, I made dinner for all three of us. I smiled, talked sweetly, acted like a perfect husband. Lana seemed amused, like she was enjoying the little game. Elena kept studying my face, trying to read me, nervous. I asked harmless questions. I played innocent, and every answer they gave me added fuel to the fire inside me. I wasn't going to explode. No. Explosions are emotional, desperate. I was going to burn quietly, silently, strategically. And when I finally set the match, they wouldn't see it coming. Days passed. Tension grew. My patience became my weapon. Until one night, Elena made a decision that shattered the last bit of dignity left in our marriage. She came to me casually and said, "Elena, Daniel, I invited Lana to stay with us for a few days. She's going through something." I froze. Stay with us? Stay in my house? The woman she was cheating with? Under my roof? I stared at her. Calm. Too calm. Me. No problem. Elena shocked. Really? Me. Of course. I want to help, your friend. She smiled, relieved, and for the first time, I saw guilt in her eyes. Let her feel the weight, because that moment, I made a promise to myself. If she wants to bring her mistress into our home, then this home will become the place where everything falls apart for them. And trust me, what I did next changed everything. Because when Lana finally moved into our home, I didn't confront them. I welcomed them, and that was the beginning of my revenge. And the very first night Lana slept in our guest room, I discovered a secret that changed the entire game. Lana moved into our house 2 days later. A suitcase, a laptop bag, and a smirk, like she knew she had already won something I didn't even know I was competing for. Elena pretended it was normal, like two women sharing secret smiles in my house. My marriage wasn't tearing the ground beneath us. I didn't confront. I didn't question. I simply watched. Quietly. People underestimate quiet men, especially guilty ones. That first night, I heard whispers. Not just whispers. Giggles. Soft, intimate, secretive giggles coming from the hallway outside our bedroom. I opened the door slightly. There they were, Elena and Lana, sitting close on the couch, shoulders touching. Lana's hand brushed Elena's thigh. Elena didn't move away. My heart twisted, but my face stayed still. I stepped out like I saw nothing. Me. Everything okay? Elena. Yeah. We're just talking. Lana with a slow mocking smile. Girl stuff. Girl stuff. Right. Me. Good. I like when people in my house feel comfortable. Elena stiffened. Lana smiled like she understood the real meaning beneath my calm tone. I went back to the bedroom, but I didn't sleep. I listened. Whispers. Then silence. A door opening. A soft click. So Elena wasn't sleeping with me that night. Confirmation. Without confrontation. Morning came. I brewed coffee like nothing happened. Blue mug for me. White mug for Elena. A third one for the guest. When they came downstairs, Elena looked tired. Lana looked fresh, glowing, even. My heart burned. My pride screamed. I served them coffee like a gentleman. Me. Morning. Did you sleep well? Lana. Very well. Thank you. With that same smugness. Elena. We stayed up talking. Didn't realize how late it got. Sure. Talking. I smiled. Me. As long as you're happy. They didn't know that happiness was exactly what I planned to take away. Slowly, painfully. That night, I began phase 1. Observation listening. Collecting truth. Elena slept in the guest room again. Or rather, she pretended to. At midnight, I walked quietly downstairs to refill water. But instead, I found what I expected them. Not kissing, not touching, just sitting close, whispering intensely. But in their voices was something deeper: secrets, plans, attachment. And then I heard it, the sentence that shattered the last piece of my illusion. Lana, I told you he won't notice anything. He's too passive. Passive? I felt something in my chest harden. Not pain, but steel. Elena, he's harmless, and once everything is settled, then we'll figure out how to tell him. Tell me what? That my marriage was over. That I was being replaced. That my loyalty, my love, my trust meant nothing. The room spun, but I stayed hidden in the dark hallway. I realized something important right then. They weren't guilty. They weren't confused. They were planning a life where I didn't exist, except maybe as the pathetic husband they walked away from. And in that moment, I stopped being the husband who wanted answers. I became the man who wanted justice. Next morning, I changed the game. Not through anger. Not yelling, fighting, crying. No, I turned sweet, attentive, affectionate. The role of a loving husband now became a weapon. I placed a soft kiss on Elena's head. She flinched. I helped Lonnie carry her coffee. I offered breakfast. Confusion. I could see it all over Elena's face. She didn't know what to do with my kindness anymore. She expected anger, suspicion. Instead, I gave them comfort. Comfort sharp enough to cut. Later that day, while they went grocery shopping, I placed tiny Bluetooth cameras around the house. Not because I needed proof. I already knew. But because revenge without evidence is satisfaction. Revenge with evidence is power. I was going to build my case quietly, emotionally, financially, legally. And when I finished, neither of them would see the ground collapsing under their feet. 2 nights later, the moment I'd been waiting for arrived. I pretended to sleep. Elena slipped out of bed again. The cameras recorded everything: whispers, touches, soft confessions. But something else happened that night. There was a pause. A flicker in her eyes. Fear. Calculation. Elena swallowed hard. Elena. Why suddenly? Me. Marriage responsibility. Soft smile. I protect what's mine. Their exchange of glances told me everything. They were starting to get nervous. Good. Fear is the first crack in confidence. And once people feel the crack, the whole facade begins to crumble. Later that night, while reviewing camera footage, I found something shocking. Not the affair, I already expected that. Something else. A detail whispered between them. A secret not just about betrayal. A secret about money. About my future. About how they planned to use me before leaving me. It wasn't just love she stole. They were planning to take everything. Even my security, my peace, my financial stability. My betrayal turned into something bigger. A conspiracy. And suddenly, this wasn't just heartbreak. This was war. That night, I made one phone call, a call that would change everything for Elena and Lana. And once I set the plan in motion, there was no going back. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in the dark living room, staring at my phone after making that call. One simple call, to a private attorney I trusted. No yelling, no confronting, no begging for love, just logic, strategy, preparation. Love had ended. War had begun. Morning came like any other. Sunlight through the curtains, the faint smell of perfume in the air, and the 2 women who thought they controlled my fate. Elena walked downstairs wearing the silk robe I gifted her 2 anniversaries ago. Funny how betrayal shines brightest when wrapped in memories. Lana followed a minute later, confident, rested, like she belonged here. I sat at the dining table with coffee, calm and unreadable. Elena, you're up early. Me. Important things to take care of. She paused, because that mattered now. Before, she didn't care. Now, every word of mine felt dangerous. Lana, work? Me, better. Life management. Their eyes met again, silent panic hiding behind small smiles. Later, Elena cornered me in the kitchen, something she hadn't done in months. Elena, is everything okay? Me, perfect. Why? Elena, you're acting strange. Me, I finally realized something. She looked nervous. Elena, realized what? Me soft, controlled. That trusting the wrong person can destroy everything. She froze, just for a second, before forcing a laugh. Elena, Daniel, why are you talking like that? Me. Because truth always comes out. Then I walked away. Sometimes silence is a blade sharper than any insult. That afternoon, I sat in my office upstairs, reviewing documents the attorney sent, bank accounts, property, digital records, asset protection instructions. Marriage is a partnership, legally, but betrayal? Betrayal removes rights. I was preparing long before they even realized the war had started. And then, my phone buzzed. Private investigator. We have confirmation. Sending files. My heart slowed. I opened the folder. Photographs. Screenshots. Location logs. Proof. Cold. Undeniable. Merciless proof. Elena and Lana had been together for almost 5 months. Hotel rooms. Trips disguised as work travel. Credit card charges from romantic getaways I never knew about. And worst, conversations. Text messages. Not just romance. Plans. Lana, once he signs the refinance papers, we can finally move out. Elena, he trusts me. He'll sign anything. Lana, perfect. His money. Our future. My jaw clenched. Not only cheating. They were plotting to financially trap me, drain me, and walk away laughing. Love? No. Elena didn't love Lana. She loved the power, the thrill, the escape, and the idea of a life built with stolen comfort. And Lana? Lana didn't love Elena. She loved control, manipulation. She wanted my life. Suddenly, the betrayal tasted different. Not sadness, rage. Cold and clean. That evening, I cooked dinner again. They watched me with cautious curiosity, like animals sensing a snare. During dinner, I placed my phone face up. A message notification popped up. Intentionally timed. Your documents are ready for signing. Elena saw it. Her hand trembled slightly around her fork. Elena, signing? What documents? Me. You'll find out soon. She swallowed. Lana stiffened. Sometimes the greatest revenge is not the act, it's the anticipation. Later, I stepped outside to the backyard for fresh air, pretending to talk on the phone, just loud enough for them to overhear. Me. Yes, I understand. Joint property. Betrayal clause. Evidence secured. Me. No, I don't want spousal support. I want my dignity. Me. Tomorrow morning works. Thank you. I hung up and walked back inside. Elena stood frozen in the hallway, eyes wide, face pale. Elena, Daniel, what's happening? I looked at her with calm finality. Me. I'm just choosing myself. Something I should have done months ago. Her lips parted, not to speak, but to panic. Elena, you're leaving me. Me. No. I stepped closer, lowered my voice to a whisper. Me. I'm ending the game you started. Her breath hitched. Lana appeared behind her, trying to look bold but failing. Lana, you can't intimidate us. Me. Intimidate? No. Me. Expose? Absolutely. Their composure shattered like glass. Elena. Daniel, please, we can. Me. Save it. I walked past them, each step cutting deeper than any insult. That night, Elena tried to enter our bedroom. She hesitated at the doorway. Elena, Can we talk? Me. Talk to the one you chose. Her eyes glistened. Fear. Regret? I couldn't tell. Didn't matter. Elena. It wasn't supposed to go like this. Me. It never does for the ones who betray loyalty. She wiped her tears. Elena. Daniel. Please don't do anything drastic. Me. Drastic? No. I leaned closer, voice quiet and deadly calm. Me. Calculated. She flinched. The same woman who once made vows to love me, now terrified of me. Not because I was dangerous, but because I was done. She left. Lana comforted her, and I replayed their plan in my head. The same home where we built dreams. They tried to build my downfall, but dawn would bring something they never expected. Confrontation. Not from emotion, but from power. And tomorrow morning, everything changes. At sunrise, I walked into the kitchen holding the documents, and two surprise guests were waiting for Elena and Lana at the dining table. Sunlight spilled into the kitchen, warm and peaceful, almost mocking. Today was not peace. Today was revelation. I walked downstairs holding a folder, crisp documents inside. I expected Elena and Lana to still be asleep, but there they were, sitting stiffly at the dining table like children waiting for punishment. But they weren't alone. Two guests sat across from them. One, my attorney, calm, confident, in a navy suit. And the second, a woman in formal attire with a badge, a family court mediator. Elena's eyes widened, face drained of color. Lana gripped her mug so tight her knuckles turned white. Elena. Daniel. What is this? Me. Breakfast with reality. I sat down. Not angry. Not broken. In control. My attorney slid a document across the table. Attorney. Mrs. Collins, Ems Hayes. This is a formal notice. Elena's hands shook as she took it. Lana leaned over to read with her and froze. Legal separation intent notice. Infidelity clause activation. Asset protection execution request. There it was. Official. Real. Unstoppable. Elena. You already filed paperwork? Me. Last night. Silence. Shock. Panic rising like a tide. Elena. Daniel, please. We can talk about this. Me. You had months to talk. Me. You chose secrets instead. Lana's jaw clenched. Lana. You can't just strip her life away. She has rights. Me. Correct. I nodded calmly. And she used those rights to plan stealing mine. My attorney cleared his throat. Attorney. We have recordings, financial intent evidence, and communications indicating conspiracy. Elena's eyes shot toward me. Betrayal meeting consequences. Elena. You recorded us? Me. I protected myself. Lana stood up suddenly, anger boiling. Lana. You violated privacy. Me. You violated marriage. The mediator spoke gently. Mediator. This process is not to punish. It is to ensure fair separation protocols. Elena burst out. Elena. Fair? He blindsided me. Me. No. You blindsided our marriage. I'm just catching up. She tried to cry, dramatic, trembling lip, tears pooling. Once, that would have shattered me. Now, I saw it clearly. Manipulation disguised as heartbreak. I pushed a tissue box toward her. Me. You'll need those. Then my attorney placed one last file on the table. A USB drive. Attorney. Full recorded proof. Witness logs. Location evidence. Elena stared at it like it was poison. Elena. You watched. You spied on me. Me. You brought betrayal into my home. I simply turned the lights on. Lana tried one last move. Arrogance. Lana. This won't hold. Elena can say you were controlling, insecure. I smiled. Slow, confident, deadly. Me. Funny thing about liars, they forget digital footprints. I pressed play on my phone. The kitchen filled with recorded whispers. Elena's voice. Once he signs, we'll have everything. Lana. He's too trusting. He'll never see it coming. Lana froze. Elena covered her mouth. Shame and horror mixing. Game. Set. Match. Then I surprised them. I slid 2 more papers across the table. Option A. Clean separation. She leaves with dignity. No alimony. No scandal. Option B. Court case with evidence. Asset removal. Public record. Family humiliation. Elena stared at the papers, breathing fast, shaking. Elena. Daniel, I didn't. Me. Don't lie now. I already did all the crying you never saw. A beat of silence. Me. Now we do consequences. The mediator nodded gently. Mediator. Elena, it's in your best interest to cooperate. Lana glared. Lana. You don't get to ruin her life just because she chose someone else. I leaned forward, voice steady steel. Me. She didn't choose someone else. Me. She chose deceit. Me. You chose greed. Lana opened her mouth, then closed it. She finally understood. She didn't conquer a quiet man. She awakened a strategic one. Elena finally broke. Elena. I made a mistake. Me. No. You made decisions. She reached out. Instinct maybe. Old habit. I stepped back. Me. You don't get to touch what you threw away. Tears streamed down her cheeks. Was it love? Regret? Fear of losing comfort? I didn't care anymore. As the attorney and mediator gathered files, I stood up. Me. I'm going to pack some things and leave for a few days. Elena. Daniel. Don't leave. Me. I'm not leaving the marriage today. Me. I'm leaving the illusion. I walked toward the stairs, then paused. Me. By the way, Lana. She stared. Tense. Me. Your stuff needs to be gone by tonight. Elena gasped. Elena. But she has nowhere. Me. She has everywhere you gave her. And then I delivered the final cut. Me. Both of you can now live the life you betrayed me for. Me. Just not in my house. They sat stunned, destroyed by silence and consequences. I turned and walked upstairs. Victory not loud, but sharp as truth. But I had no idea what surprise was waiting for me next. As I reached the bedroom door, my phone buzzed, and what I saw on the screen froze me. It was a message. Not from Elena, not from Lana, but someone I never expected to get involved. When Olivia's message came, I stared at it for a long second, then another. Then my whole body started trembling. It was short, sharp, and loaded like a bullet aimed at my heart. We need to talk. I have to tell you the truth. I felt the past crash into me. 4 years of marriage, a home we built. Nights I cried alone. Mornings I pretended everything was normal. And the moment I discovered the woman who once swore to love me had loved someone else instead. I should have felt anger. I should have felt rage. Instead, I felt tired, bone deep tired. But I wasn't finished yet. I typed back, come home. We'll talk face to face. Zendaya glanced at me nervously. You sure you want to do this? Yes, I whispered. I started a truth storm. I need to see where it ends. The final confrontation. Olivia arrived within half an hour. She walked in hesitantly, looking pale and nervous, eyes flicking to Zendaya then back to me. Where's Emily? She asked, voice trembling. Gone, I replied coldly. You still worried about her? Of course I am, she snapped. Then her voice cracked. And I'm worried about us too. I laughed, quiet, broken, tired. Us. Olivia, don't insult me. I didn't mean to hurt you, she said, stepping closer. I was confused, lonely. And Emily. Stop. I raised my hand. I don't want excuses. I want honesty. Silence. Heavy. Suffocating. Zendaya crossed her arms and looked away, giving us space but staying close, my silent shield. Olivia swallowed hard. When we fought last year, when you started working more, when you stopped talking to me, I felt like I was disappearing. I stared at her, feeling anger begin to simmer again. So you cheated? I asked flatly. She closed her eyes. No. I didn't sleep with her. It didn't get physical. Not yet, Zendaya muttered. Olivia flinched. I swear, she continued, voice shaking. But I did fall for her emotionally. I started depending on her. I kept going to her when I should have come to you. And you invited her into our house, I said quietly. Our marriage wasn't enough. Our home wasn't sacred. Tears streamed down Olivia's face. I destroyed everything. I know. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I needed you to hear the truth. The breaking point. I took a long breath, feeling something loosen inside me, like a knot slowly unraveling. Olivia, I began softly. When I confronted you, I wasn't trying to destroy you. I just needed you to feel even a fraction of what I felt. Zendaya gently put her hand on my shoulder, grounding me. I did feel it, Olivia whispered. For the first time, I felt what I did to you, and it's killing me. For a moment, I saw the girl I once fell in love with, the one who promised forever. But forever only works when both people choose it. I can't hate you, I said, but I can't stay married to you either. Her breath hitched, face crumpling. I knew, she whispered. I knew the moment I called Emily over that night, that I was losing you. No, I corrected softly. You lost me the moment you stopped choosing me. The decision. I slid a document toward her. It wasn't a divorce paper yet. It was a separation agreement. Live apart. Think. Heal, I said. If we ever stand together again, it should be because we both want to, not because we're scared to let go. Olivia looked at the paper, tears dropping onto it like broken glass. Then she signed, hand shaking, heart breaking. I love you, she whispered. I closed my eyes. Once, those words could move mountains inside me. Now, they barely stirred dust. I loved you too, I said gently, and maybe a part of me always will. But love isn't enough without loyalty. A new beginning. Olivia left quietly. No dramatic exit. No slammed doors. Just a woman walking away from the life she ruined and the love she couldn't protect. The house felt heavy, but my chest felt lighter. Cynthia handed me a glass of water. You okay? I exhaled shakily. No. But I will be. She gave a small, warm smile. Good. Because you deserve something real. Something honest. I looked at her, and for the first time in months, hope didn't feel impossible. Sometimes betrayal doesn't destroy us. It frees us. Sometimes we don't get closure. We become it. I didn't take revenge by hurting Olivia. I took revenge by choosing myself. Love isn't proven in the easy days. It's proven in the storm. And when the storm came, she chose someone who wasn't me. So now, I choose peace, growth, and a future where loyalty isn't optional. My wife called her mistress into our home, but in the end, I walked out stronger than both of them. To the end,